Nah. Follow me, but don't double tap. I ain't liking that. You subscribe, I monetize. Now who's striking that? Wanna see the contract? Who got the rights to that? This my story. I spent my whole life on life. Time's up. Shador Sanders with the rollie in the armor. I could do this shit with my eyes closed. The main attraction don't come at me with no side show. I'm selling high, they wanna buy low.
I had a feeling I was about to do that. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. Y'all know I'm trying to get myself together always and all time. But we here, baby. We here. We in the building. Y'all know how we get down on Tuesday night mock draft. We here with the people. And we got special guests, man. So I'm going to let Rock do his thing, and we're going to get him out of the way so we can introduce our guest. Rock, man. What's up, brother?
What's up? Now just get me out of the way because Pat is here. Cool. Let's go.
Cool. Well, we got my boy, Pat Fitzmaurice, in the building from Fantasy Pros. Every time I call him to put the bat sign up, he fly right on in, man. No questions asked. Pat, man, we love you here. We glad you're here. How you feeling, man?
Fizzle, Rock, great to be on. And yeah, when you're my Commissioner Gordon, Fizzle, picking up the bat phone, I gotta respond, man.
I appreciate it, man.
What does that make me then? Am I the Joker? What is that?
You are a Joker. All right.
No, well, who was the chief who was always with Commissioner Gordon? I'm forgetting the chief's name.
That freaking fat guy that kept doing shady ass things. Yeah, okay, I'll be that
guy. Yeah, that's Rock. That's Rock right there. But yeah, man, shout out to Pat, man, for joining us. I was just on one of Pat's streams. He just did a stream, probably about 4 o'clock or 5 o'clock. You started, Pat. Yes, so you just hopped off that stream, did whatever you had to do. Now you back on with us, man. Putting in that overtime, we appreciate it, man. Glad to have you. I'm sure the people here glad to have you too, man. So yeah, man, you know, tonight is mock draft night. Let me drown out the music, man. Tonight is mock draft night, Pat. I got my people that really join us to hear content, and then it's the mock draft people. They like, man, we don't care about none of that other stuff y'all doing. We just want to draft, have a good time, right? So I told you this before the show. I didn't kind of break it down. So I started this thing I called the Marathon Dynasty Startup, right, Pat? So it starts out with, that's why I wanted you to hold off on picking your draft spot. We're going to let you as the guest pick your spot first. So rounds 1 through 3, you draft the rookies. And from rounds 4 and beyond, you start getting into all the veterans. So if you get the 101, like say you take Ashton Genty, then when we get to the vets, you'll have that back-to-back turn where you get like CeeDee Lamb, Bijan, BTJ, Neighbors, guys like that. If you take the 112, you'll get the Josh Allens, Jaden Daniels, Lamar Jackson. So it kind of forces you to take rookies that, let's just say in a regular startup, you will take them in round 19, 18, 15. Now you forced to have your rookie draft incorporated with the regular draft. You know what I'm saying? So
yes,
just a little twist, a little turn, man. I try to implement, and I'm actually doing 2 now. I think we finished 1, right, Rob? We finished 1 draft already? Yeah, the cook-up one.
It only took about 2 centuries to go through all freaking 36 rounds. But yes,
it did. But we currently in 1 now, and I think the first one was a trial run. But now actually doing it again, I love my team. I love the process, and just seeing how it looks on paper is totally different from these mock drafts where people don't really have a real share into what's going on. So tonight, Pat, hopefully to swing this your way, and you just say, hey man, I love this idea. I need to take this and get my guys to join in, man. And hopefully, maybe we get you in the league or 2, Pat. We try and get you in the league or 2 with us, man. That's the goal, to have a guest say, you know what, we're going to rock with y'all and start this league up. So tonight, though, Pat, it's the Marathon Dynasty Startup. Before we get into the draft, though, we always give ourselves a little bit of time just to kick it with the people, man. Anything new you got going on, or what you just started, what you got coming up, what you got going on so far, Pat?
Yeah, it's been a lot of Dynasty content for the last couple of months, obviously with the NFL draft, rookie drafts going on. And now we're kind of shifting over to redraft a little and getting our redraft kit together and our player notes and all that stuff. Cause training camp's going to be upon us before you know it, guys.
It sure is. So the draft came up like that. Now we know,
really
we know what's next, right?
It really did.
How was your draft night? I know you guys probably went live. We did our own drafts and all that. So it was pretty chaotic. I have my
It was
highlight.
crazy.
I have my highlight moments of everybody trolls me, man, when the Shador Sanders thing happened. As you can see in the intro, that's my boy. And I had my rant, man, and I've been getting talked about it for the longest. So how was your draft night and all that good stuff going on?
Yeah, I was a little disappointed about the Shador thing too. You know, like I feel like in some ways he's a better prospect than Cam Ward. And
Okay.
feel like he's more like refined and maybe a little bit more. He does the things that the pros you would think appreciate, throw with anticipation, like the accuracy, doesn't throw hospital balls. Like, I don't know. We'll see. Like, I don't think it means he's buried just because he went in the 5th round.
100%, Pat. This is why you my guy. Rock doesn't agree with you, but
yeah, Pat, I was kind of on the other side. I said that maybe he would fall out of the 1st round. I didn't think he was going to fall to the 5th, but I was not a big fan of Shador. But
I get it,
okay.
man. Because Prime has said, Prime wants to get in the NFL coaching game, and like, who wants to? I understand like being reluctant, especially if you're one of these regimes where you're on thin ice, man. Like to bring on the quarterback whose dad might be your eventual replacement.
That's it.
Kind of tough to stare at that, but yeah, it was an interesting draft. I wasn't all that thrilled with Green Bay Packers, my team, their first couple of rounds, but
man,
we'll see how it goes. Maybe
all the receivers that didn't come out over the years, y'all finally take one, right? You should have took JSN a couple years ago. Should have took. I mean, a lot of names you could have went, and you took. I'm not knocking Matthew Golden. I just thought for you to finally take a guy in the 1st round, you didn't take the best guy over all the years. I think they could have finally did it. So
yeah, definitely. T. Higgins would have been real nice a few years ago.
Whole lot of names.
Yeah. But let's see what they do with Golden. I think he could be really, really good. There was a time for a couple of weeks when people after that combine were putting him as the wide receiver 1, number 2, which I thought was a little bit rich as well. But just like me and Fizz, we talked about with Shador, we could talk about why he fell. But now that he's in the league, he has an opportunity. So it doesn't really matter. Once you get drafted, you have an opportunity to make an impact. So we're both hoping for the same thing, regardless of where you got drafted.
Yeah, and the Browns are kind of incentivized to audition both him and Dylan Gabriel because they got to know where they stand at quarterback before the 2026 draft, which looks like it's going to be pretty quarterback.
They got two first rounders too.
Right,
so.
right. So they got to find out where they stand with the young guys. So we are going to see those guys their rookie years.
It's going to be fun. It's going to be a shit show, but it's going to be fun.
Well, Pat, I don't know how loud your headphones are, man, but for you stamping that Shador is that guy, I definitely got to get you. There we go, baby. I got to give my boy Pat one of them hands one time. You know how we get down. We got my people in the chat. Let's tap in with the chat right quick, man. My boy, Bro Brian, he's always here. I only see him on draft night, but he's here. You know what I'm saying? My boy Jake down in Carolina. Pat, my boy Jake, man, I'm going to ask you this. Jake said if Mia might come down, he would get us tickets to the Carolina game to go see Dallas. Free on him, on the house. I'm the only one that probably turns down gifts like these, but I'm not saying I turn it down. I told him I'm going to see. Am I crazy or am I tripping or what, man? I love you, Pat.
Jake is setting you up. Fez.
Jake's the man. He worked down in Carolina, man. He worked for the Panthers, so he said he got us, man. So I'm gonna take my boy up on that offer soon, man. So shout out my boy Jake, always pre-gaming, always in the building. Patty Mills is in the building. Theo, I ain't seen Theo in a while either, man. Pat, you bringing out some of the good people, man. So, my boy, my brother Voorhees in the building. Terminal Sarcasm always is here. Let me see who else we got. We got the Jackson Tribe. Okay, how you feeling, brother? And who else? Oh, Terminal said Fizzy, go pack. So he was right in line with you though. So and my boy Shizzles, man. Listen, Shizzles, I'm gonna ask you, brother. If you join the draft, please draft it right. This dude, every time he take Jaden Daniels at the 101. No rookies first, man. All right. Come on, Shizzles, man. Get it together, man. But Pat, man, so I know I told you the breakdown of the rules, how the mock draft usually goes. We don't gonna hold the people up anymore. I'm gonna let you pick your spot first. Where do you think you want to pick first? Are you going for those quarterbacks in that early round, or are you a swing, receiver, running back type of guy? What's your mojo on this?
I'm gonna go with this format. Mm-hmm. So we do the snake in the first 3 with the rookies too, right?
So it's snake through the whole way. But if you pick the like I said, the 112, the 4-1 is the original 101.
Got it.
That's how it would go. So no third round reversal or nothing like that.
Yeah, that would be fucked up if you did third round reversal.
Nah.
Rock and I are going to annoy each other. I'm going to go with the 11th spot.
Okay,
There you go.
right.
Yeah.
There we go. Rock, you already picked. You supposed to wait for Pat, man. How you
I
gonna
didn't
pick
know
Pat?
that. You just sent me a link. I was
didn't pick my
pooping. I
spot
didn't know
yet.
what
Let's
to
let
do.
you know, brother. Come
All right.
on.
I was zeroed in on that 11 anyway. That's
Pat, if you want
Man.
my
no,
just tell me.
no. You're good, Rock. You're good.
Man,
See, he
Rock.
says I'm good.
You know you get, man. What the hell you doing, man? Nah. Shout out my boy Rock, man. All right, man. So I guess I'm gonna pick my spot. You know what? I'm gonna go 12, man. We're gonna keep it like that. Since we're gonna keep it funky at the end of the draft and let the people decide.
It's too crowded over here. No, you gotta go to the other side.
So I'm gonna put this in, as we know, first come, first serve, man. I hope. Oh, I went and created another copy, man. Hold on, man. Listen, hey Pat, last week I put the stream link in there. I'm all over the place, man. Please.
And the week before that, Pat, he sent people a league invite, and all these people started joining the league. He had to kill all of them, just eliminate them from his league.
My bad, man. I'm trying to get my life together, man. But I think we good. I got the link in the chat for those that want to join us. We appreciate y'all. Yeah, Pat, while we waiting on the draft to fill up, give me what you think about this format, though. I know you haven't joined it yet. You know, what's your motive and your thoughts before we get started? I don't want to get your whole team list of what you thinking on your picks, but just so far, just hearing the scenario of the settings, what you think about it so far?
I love the ingenuity, especially with you said it's tight end premium, right?
Yes, sir.
So
yes, sir.
Like, there is a lot of
Superflex and tight end premium, 2-point tight end premium. That make people draft tight ends, right? We all hate them, can't stand them. Now you gotta love them now. So
we don't hate players, we hate ADP, right, Pat?
And exactly, Rock. And I like this, especially if you do the draft like Kentucky Derby style, where you get to pick your draft spot. Like there's a lot to think about, man. There's a lot to think about. So I love this idea, doing the rookies first. And you know, like I always thought it was cool where you did the startup and you drafted draft spots in the draft. Like that was cool, but like this might be even more original than that. So I love the creativity.
Well, I just say this, Pat. I think one thing I've learned about doing this week to week, I think it's the cheat code for a solid QB class. Like if you look at last year, you got the Caleb's, the Shador, J-Day, and then you go to Bo Nix and Penix, right? The one thing I learned about this style, because I'm not really a quarterback-centric guy, even in Superflex, I just love getting my guys and my quarterback, I let them fall to me. But if you snag a Cam Ward early, now you set yourself up so that in the round 1, 2, you don't have to reach for your quarterback because now you have your one. You know what I'm saying? So I like it because if you picking at the 1-1 on that swing back when the vets come, you're not going to get a Josh Allen or Jaden Daniels and those guys. You're going to get those receivers. So I got Cam Ward. I don't need to go get those other quarterbacks. So it kind of gives you a little flexibility to take those guys early and help your team out later on. So
yeah, that's what's so cool about this. You're kind of putting the cart before the horse a little bit. And like you got to reverse engineer things. I like it, man.
And then, like I said, it makes us take rookies, especially those third rounders, man. When we get to the Devin Neals and those guys, you know, some people don't want to draft them. Some the Harold Fannings, you like, I don't know. It makes you take those guys. So now you got to respect them now at this point. So that's what I like about it the most. So I see we got Pops in the building. What's up, Pops? You know I'm always on my game, man. We back in the building. Fitz, man, it's been a while since we had you, though, man. We appreciate you coming through. I will say this, since we had you here the last time, man, I got to shout out my boy Rock, man. Me and my brother have grown a lot, man. I think we figured out our recipe, man. I know my boy is always in the kitchen. He's a chef. I think we got our recipe now, man. The people, they seem to keep coming back. So clearly we're serving them something right. You know what I'm saying? I think when you was here the first time, I think that was like our second episode together. So from then to now, I think we got our sauce, man. I think we good.
Maybe Pat might leave.
We could be wrong.
And never come back.
You could be wrong too. Well, look, we got 2 spots left, man. Hopefully, we get these filled in soon, man. We're trying to get y'all popping with my boy Pat in the building. He came through to join us on the mock, man. For those that's on the X app, man, we appreciate y'all. But if you jump on the YouTube, like give us a little like and subscribe. You know we love that too, man. We love that y'all checking us out. Always staying live with us, and whenever we go live, man, y'all always tapping in, especially the regulars. My boy Patty said Rock stay cooking. Rock is always cooking, man. We need some cooking now, man. So once we get
hungry, I haven't eaten all day.
Oh, man, what's wrong with you, man? Well,
Oh,
you
man,
know what, Pat?
easy.
I will say this. Rock called me. I think it was yesterday or the day before. He said I listened to Pat, man, and he got. Well, I guess I should let you ask him, Rob. But he wanted to know how you felt about Baker Mayfield. You said that you thought he's gonna have a bad season, or he was kind of coming down a little bit, man. He wasn't feeling that one, Pat. I think he had just taken him in the draft, and he heard you say that, man. He hurt his heart a little.
Damn, Fizz, that was even my question.
I know, my bad.
I mean, I love Baker. He's such a gamer. His career was on the ropes a few years ago, and he pulled out of the tailspin, and like now he is a solid starter for Tampa, and it's a good situation. They're keeping him covered with weapons. Now they added Igbuka to the Evans, Godwin, McMillan trio. The only thing is, like, he had never even hit 30 touchdown passes in a season before. And last year he's up over 40. And like, he had never run for even 200 or 150 yards or something. And last year he was like around 300 or something. Like, I just maybe a little bit.
Temper your expectations is pretty much what you.
Yeah, like I think there's going to be a little bit of pullback with him. I still think he's a pretty solid pick. I just think like I'm seeing him go like in redraft. People are ranking him like 6th at quarterback ahead of Patrick Mahomes. I'm like, let's maybe slow it down a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I see we got a full house, man. They telling me hurry up, smash the like button, man. So we are about to start the draft, and I saw who was that? Terminal said, what's the scoring? It's 2-point tight end premium, Superflex, of course, and PPR, brothers. Same old. But the 2-point tight end premium, put a little bit of respect on them. So
yeah, definitely.
Let's get it started and let's get it popping, man. So I was about to ask you something, Pat. You know what? I meant to bring the screen up. My bad, fellas. There we go. All right. What was I about to ask you, Pat? We were just talking about Baker. Dang. I literally just had it in my head when I brought up the Baker thing.
Well, Fizz, if you don't mind, while you try to think of that thing,
I'm old, man. I'm getting old, man.
Pat, I could use your advice on something because I am in the middle of a draft. I am on the clock.
You 3 hours in, man. Hurry up, man.
and I need both of your guys' help. Maybe the chat will probably try to screw me over, but
I will too. I'm in the league. What are you talking about?
I don't know. You're gonna give me the best pick possible because we're on opposite sides of the field. So at the top of my queue, I have Mooney, Warren, Najee Harris, Jordan Mason, Ramondre Stevenson, Hollywood Brown, and Noah Gray. So right now, when I look at my team, I have Baker Mayfield at quarterback. There's no quarterbacks available. I'm not going to tell you the quarterbacks. Maureen Hampton, Bayshall Tootin, Josh Jacobs, David Montgomery are my current running backs. My current wide receivers are Jamar Chase, CeeDee Lamb, Ricky Pearsall, and that's it. And I have one tight end in Hunter Henry, Elijah Arroyo, and Terrence Ferguson. So based off of those players, I think I'm leaning a little bit at Jordan Mason. I feel pretty good about him, just what he was able to do when he had the ball all to himself in San Francisco. And if there is an injury to Aaron Jones, I think it's wheels up on a top 10 offense in Minnesota. So that's the way I'm leaning, but I already have a lot of running backs. So which way do you lean, Pat?
I'm kind of down with that. I think he's got a higher ceiling than Warren. I think a lot of people would be inclined to go with Warren, and like they went out and pegged him like Minnesota because they're thin on draft picks the next couple of years. So like they went out and saw him as a system fit. Jones is getting older. I'm totally down with that. Like, I think it's a close call between him and Mooney, but yeah, those are kind of my two guys. And I don't know. I would not steer you away from that Mason call, Rock.
Yeah. And in these league settings, it's an extra 0.2 premium for catches for RBs. RBs are very strong in these settings. They're the strongest position alongside quarterbacks. So there is a little bit of that, but none of those, outside of Jaylen Warren, none of them are really receiving RBs. Yeah. And I did think about Mooney. He was so good. Let me see.
Yeah, pick on you, Rob.
Yeah. Mooney was so good. Ooh, RJ Hart. Oh, shit. No, I'm going to go this guy right here. I can't believe he fell to the 110. You guys are – I can't believe – this is Superflex, guys, just so you guys know.
Come on, Pat. Don't break my heart, man. Please don't break my heart, man.
Fizz is a really big fan of one particular guy, and it's not Matthew Golden.
Let's see what Pat do, man. Let's see what Pat do. You thinking?
Patient is killing me.
All right. I'm
Pat, you don't pick one, man. You gonna
This is the most important decision of Pat's life right now.
Pat downloading them rankings. Oh my god!
Yeah, there it was. That was your dude, Fizz.
that was your guy, Fizz.
Yeah.
You know what Pat did? He went searching my history, man. That's what he did. That's what he was taking so long, man. Come on, Pat,
me
man.
and Fizz are massive RJ Harvey fans. We love RJ Harvey.
I like him a lot too, man. I love the prospect profile. I know he's a little older, but like not only was he fantastic in college, but like by all accounts, he was a really good dude. Like teammates absolutely love, team leader, super high achiever academically, like just good locker room. But there was another rookie draft where I took Caleb over Harvey. Like I kind of want to be 50-50 on those guys if I've got the chance, you know. I like them both a lot.
Man, you know what, Pat? You a heartbreaker. I'm about to break another heart, man. I'm going roll with it, man. We rolling with it, man. We rolling with it, Rock.
What
we
the
rolling
hell?
with it. We rolling with it, baby.
Pat's like, oh man, I was definitely not gonna pick him, but that's okay.
I'm not gonna lie, reach for him. I know 2-4, I take him, but I got a strategy right now, baby. I can't
believe how the hell did Emeka fall to the 2-2?
Because I took him.
I have him at like the 108, 109 in Superflex leagues, but crazy. All right.
I like Milroe, man. I mean, like, there's a chance he doesn't pan out at all, but if he hits, he's going to hit big.
You're going to hit big, Pat. And I'm not going to lie. I've never taken him at the 2-1. It's usually the 2-4, 2-3-ish. But since you're here and I know Rock loves Milroe, I got to take him anyway. Plus, I got my build in my mind of how I want to do it with my early QB, and then I can just figure it out after that. So, that again, Pat, that's why I like I said, this style, because if I get Milroe, if let's just say by training camp he is a starter for whatever reason, you know what I'm saying? He injury happens, whatever the case. Now I got him already starting, plus my, you know, J-Day or Lamar or whoever I decide to take then. Good to go, man. So yeah, I like it, man. I like it, man. Dr. B, how you feeling, bro? This is my Chick-fil-A brother. For those that don't know, man, I'm gonna miss you at the expo this year, man. But Chick-fil-A on you, brother. Cash App will be accepted, man. All right.
That's the currency we exchange, Pat, when we go to the Fantasy Football Expo. We just pay each other in food. That's just all there is to
it. Chick-fil-A sandwiches.
Chick-fil-A sandwiches, carnitas,
me and Dr.
tequila shots.
Every Saturday morning or Sunday morning. It's mostly Saturdays. Sober up, man. Sober up. Chick-fil-A Saturdays, man. That's how that's our move. Are you going down to the expo this year?
Yes, sir.
Okay, all right.
You too?
Well, you know, we told you about the school. We don't have that no more.
Yeah, I know. Sad news.
Yeah, man. It's a lot of ghosts in those hallways now. So now we trying to figure out something else, man. But we should be there, man. God willing, we'll be there.
Scouting out the Airbnb market?
Yeah, I know Mike has something going on, and I don't know, man. I don't know if he pressed the button or not, but I know it won't be like the school, one, because the atmosphere, but two, the school was in walking distance of everything. So now we got to ride around. So
the first place we had was a Airbnb that they used for like weddings, and had many horses in the back. So that place was pretty magical. It was just 30 minutes away. That was the only thing that was bad about it, Pat. But it was awesome.
Man. You guys have a way of finding some unique places in Canton.
Yeah, the new spot that they looked up, I think it's missing a date in between, but every room has a football theme. So it's like a Dolphins room, a Browns room.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it sleeps like 12. It got a movie theater in it, but I think the way somebody took like a Friday, they took like Monday, Tuesday, and Friday. So it was like it kind of messed the whole, all the days up for us, but we'll figure it out, Pat. I hopefully, man, I get to see you, man. And now that I'm actually doing content now, I definitely got to go. I ain't
definitely
just an intro guy now.
Not be the same without you.
I appreciate
it.
I appreciate it, Pat.
Oh, there's Arroyo. Knew he wasn't gonna last.
So, what's your take on Shador in the mocks, though, Pat? Do you think that 3-4 is a good spot to take him?
I do. I do. Like, I think you can make the case for late second.
Pat,
No.
210, 211. I've been taking. We had 4 drafts this last 2 weeks, and I got them in every league, man. So everybody knows I'm throwing my rollie up in the air. They just letting me get him, man. So I ain't mad at him, man. I've been getting them in the late second, early third, every draft. So
Shockwave just killing me with that Fannin pick, man. That hurts.
Right.
Bro.
Now
All
yours
right, man.
truly is on board.
It's turning, baby.
I can't believe this guy fell.
Oh, he fell that far? Sheesh, how did that happen, Rock?
Because people being dumb and getting players like, I don't know, Blue at 3-8. I don't know, man. What do you think the most egregious slide is so far in this, Pat?
Well, I don't know that there is one.
I'm about to say, let him make his pick. And then once you make your pick, Pack, I'm going to pause the draft just to give everybody the reminder of what we're doing next and all that good stuff. So,
yeah. All right.
Who are you between right now? I'll tell you which one Fizz likes the most, and you can pick him again.
Okay, all right. See, that ain't my pick. My pick is my guy, Devin Neal.
Devin Neal.
Right here, baby.
I like it.
He will be starting very soon once Alvin Kamara decides he don't
pause it, Fizz. Pause it.
Oh, my bad. All right, cool. We're going to pause the draft one time.
Delete the draft. Don't, yeah.
So far, like I said, for all those that's watching at home, those is a part of the draft. The 4-1 is where we start the veterans. So this is where you get your favorite players, your Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, J.D., no matter who you want, you get them right here. And we got those rookie stars. So, Pat, just a quick review. What you think about so far, how the draft is winning? Do you kind of got a sense of what you want to do next, or are you still going to figure it out as you go?
No, I do have a sense. I mean, I kind of knew that I was going to, by laying back and going late in the rookie draft, I was going to be looking at one of the top quarterbacks.
Okay.
I'm gonna hammer that right away. Got myself a little bit of a foothold at wide receiver and running back, but man, I kind of I stuck myself in that. Like, there were a bunch of running backs I liked, but just there was no obvious pick.
Yeah,
that last one, and that was I might have in hindsight I might have gone with like more of a middle pick, but I don't know. We'll see.
All right. Well, for those that's watching at home, again, this is where the draft really gets started, and we're gonna go ahead and start it back up. No more holding y'all up. Boom. All right, so Pat, does it matter which quarterback I take right here, or are you a certain type of quarterback? Who's your number one?
There's one guy I definitely like.
Well, I say this, and now I'm gonna say this like I've been saying. I believe this is the Jaden Daniels year because he has such a tear. If you're going to get him at the 101, this is the year. Because after this year, if he has a slump or whatever the case, he probably won't reach that 101 peak, maybe 102, 103. I'm not saying he won't ever get back, but I'm just saying this is the J-Day. I need to get him. I got to have him year. So if you got the 101, take him. But I'm going LJ8, baby. You know how I get down, you know? We going LJ8 over here, man.
Yeah, so that would have been my runner-up choice. But
okay.
I think in Superflex leagues, I think
for the youth, you take Jaden. But
yeah, I mean, he's my one overall now.
For sure. Yeah. And Pat, like I said, I believe right now he should be, but it's a chance because Lamar, right? I remember people thought I was crazy for taking Lamar. I took Lamar in every draft I had at the 1-1, 1-2, even though he wasn't far off, but I don't think he was going 101. He was like 1-4 behind Hurts in a lot of leagues last year. This is my guy, man. And clearly it worked out because he finished at the 1. So
and what's
can you guys help me out? Why is Trevor Etienne the best player available? Why is it at the top of my thing?
Because you in the rookies only. Come on.
Oh, okay.
Man, look. Hold up, man. This dude here, man. You embarrassing. We got company, man. Come on, Rock, man.
Make a really good point. I had to make a stupid ass joke.
There we go. What were you about to say, Pat? I'm sorry, man.
No, that's okay. I was just saying what Lamar did as a passer last year. I mean, he was so friggin' good. And then, like, you look at what he put up for fantasy points, and then think about that he only had 4 touchdown runs all year.
And Derrick
Like,
Henry ate a lot of work from him, and he still showed out.
Yeah. I mean, like, if he gets that up to like 8 or 9, think of the season he would have had. But yeah, man, like he was in total control last year of that offense. Like it was fun to see. Like that was just Lamar at the height of his powers, and it was fun to watch.
Yep. I'm with you.
Yeah, he's going to do even better this year. Now that he's pissed off, he should have gotten that MVP, not Josh Allen, who I was forced to take. I've never had a share of Josh Allen. Probably never will, because I'm always going to get Daniels and Lamar, but I think he can even be even better next year. He's had only Mark Andrews and Zay Flowers to throw to. He's never even had a real, like, legitimate X wide receiver. Could you imagine if he had one of those in friggin' Baltimore, what he would be able to do?
Yeah, I want to see if he can rejuvenate D-Hop and like get one more decent season out of him.
Oh, he would need like a spell book to do that. He's pretty much on like death's door, D-Hop.
Well, I say this: the best thing about it is that D-Hop is already there. Because remember, Kansas City got him halfway through the season, so I think him coming in the training camp, it might help him a lot more. Just already being in the building.
Yeah.
Plus, he got a relationship with Derrick Henry too, so he kind of got somebody that can help him out on that side. Let me see. Any crazy picks so far? No, not really.
Pretty good value getting Bowers. Patty Mills getting Bowers that late in a super like 2-point.
Hey, Pat, he been going like at the 4.7, 4.5, and
right.
A lot of ours.
Yeah, getting him 10th.
To that 2-point premium is something serious, man.
Yeah, and in one of our startups that we're doing, it's called the Cook Up Startup. It's two tight ends, I believe. No, wait, no, it's not.
That's the one you got is to start 2 tight ends.
It's start 2 tight ends, but in that league, the Cook Up, I have Bowers and McBride, and it's a 2-point premium. So it's
wow, man.
Yeah,
goodness gracious.
I hate the rest of my team because I have Geno and Darnold as the rest. That's the price I paid for, Pat, is I have to roll the former Seahawks quarterback and the new Seahawks quarterback as my 2 starters. So I paid the price for the McBauer stack for McDonald's. But outside of that, I don't know. It's a vibe. We're just going with it.
Yeah, Jackson's eyes had to be getting wide, seeing Bauer still there.
Yeah, I know. Shout out Jackson, man. I think this is the first time I've seen him joining us on the mock, man. We appreciate you being here, brother.
Yeah.
Sorry you got sniped, though. It usually happens, man, around these parts, you know?
Around these parts.
I'm looking at Gimme right now. Let's see what Gimme gonna do, man. I don't see no red on there, man. Oh, neither these 2 teams either. So we're gonna see what happened right there. Oh, so I gave my boy Jackson got sniped, and his brain is like, man, what happened? Jack, where you at, man? I just called you out.
So, Pat, I got to ask you, just from a lot of the streams that I've been listening on Fantasy Pros recently, it sounds like you look a lot into the historical data for certain prospects. So that when they have a really great season like Baker Mayfield last year, you like comparing it to previous years. Is there anyone else outside of Baker that you think is primed for regression that maybe we're overdrafting?
Oh, let me look at that real quick and see if there's anyone comes to mind off the top of my head.
Now you talked about Rashee Rice. It's a crowded situation that you're a bigger fan of Worthy. I'm actually kind of out on both of those guys. I just have no idea what's going to happen with that situation. I know Worthy came on late last year, but I have no idea what to do. Yeah,
that's messy. I'm a little nervous about James Cook after all his touchdown count.
Oh yeah, he had like 18 touchdowns and
6 to 18. Yeah, he scored like his first 2 years in the league. He scored on like 2.3% of his touches were a touchdown. Last year was like 7.5. And like he's got this contract business where he wants an extension, and the Bills just don't seem to be showing any interest. Plus the one game he missed last year, Ray Davis went for like 155 yards.
Yeah, that Jets game was awesome. I'm a huge Ray Davis guy.
Yeah, so I'm not sure, like if it looks like the Bills might be forced to let him walk if they might just like start passing the torch a little bit. So, all right.
I think he's just too much, though. I'll just get my little shtick while you're trying to figure out the pick. I think he's just too much of their offense, though. Remember 2 years ago when Stephon Diggs, he was the main driver of that offense, and then they transitioned when they brought on Joe Brady as the OC. They transitioned their offense to be led through James Cook. I think it'd be tough if they let him walk and try to roll with the 5 slot receivers they have on offense. Keon Coleman, I don't think is going to necessarily work the way they deploy him. I feel like they're kind of forced to. I don't know. I think Cook kind of has them by the nuts, but just to be able to get as much money as possible.
Well, I see my boy, bro,
All
Brian,
right,
man. He must know. He knows
Oh,
my
no.
picks. Okay, all right, Pat.
There we
man.
go. Sorry about the delay on that. I
That's all good.
got I knocked myself out.
Oh, it's a dilemma right here, man. This draft is going a little different than what I thought, man. Rock, I don't know, man. You know
I
Drake
think it's pretty easy. I think we've done enough of these that you know what position to draft because it's
bro.
gonna.
Brian, know he's a Texans fan. You supposed to take Nico. He know I want Drake London. He know I got Drake London over all these dudes, man. Come on, bro, man.
But you have 2 picks, so just get the Houston stack.
I could, but I don't want to. But I'm just,
Why not?
Because I I like living life on the wild side sometimes, Rock. So I'm gonna go Nico though. I'm gonna put some respect on his name for sure.
Okay.
It's tough right here though, because the right call is QB, but I like calling the wrong number sometimes too. So,
oh no, are you gonna draft a certain QB from a team that you think is gonna make the Super Bowl?
You know me, Rock. You know how? You know what? we got Pat here. Should I do it, Rock? Because he ain't gonna make it back to me, but
no, he ain't.
Pat, I'm gonna let you know this, man. Call me crazy. Call me blind, call me stupid, man. But we going JJ McCarthy, baby. That's how we.
There we go. See, I knew you were gonna do that.
I'm going my dog JJ. Now I'm not gonna lie, Pat. That was a super duper reach. I would never take him there. But every draft I have to have him, and I know he won't make it back. So I'm going to get my guy. That's what I preach on my show. Get your guy, man, and I get my dog, man.
Yes, sir.
JJ McCarthy in the building, man. I bless some people behind me. Y'all can get the value. I get it, but I catch you in the championship, man.
Lad goes right behind me. I was thinking about him. It was between him and Sam.
Yeah, I'm glad that you want Sam.
I'm not gonna lie. My pick really was gonna be Nico and Marv, or Nico and Lad.
Marv was a consideration too, yeah.
It was Nico and Marv, Nico and Lad. But once Rock told me get my guy, why you had to say that out loud? You know, it's a trigger word for me, man. It's a trigger word.
Because I want you to be the happiest with your team.
You're
and
right,
I know you well. I think after doing these streams with you. And I want you to be the happiest with your team. So
you're on the JJ train. Fizzle?
Well, Pat, 100%. Pat, I'm not gonna lie. I believe. Why I say this? I'm on the Kevin O'Connell train. Whoever he has and whoever he's put his mind, his brain cells and all that wisdom into, I'm believing. Week 1, when the Vikings opened up against the Giants, I said Sam Darnold is going to have himself a year because he doesn't have JJ over his back, and Kevin O'Connell was calling the plays. Now, I ain't saying Sam Darnold is great whatsoever, but I just trust the coach. I trust Sean McVay. I trust Andy Reid. I just trust these guys that can put anybody in this system and make them look good. So,
yep.
We preach coaching over here a lot, Pat.
We do.
Coaching is everything to me, man.
Yeah,
McVay, O'Connell's.
Yeah, we were just talking about that on a show today about how people were worried about. Actually, I made the point. Debro kind of put me in my place. About how like people were kind of scared off and like letting Justin Jefferson slide toward the turn last year because they were worried about Sam Darnold.
Yeah,
this was when Debro was kind of bagging on Sam Darnold, and I'm like, hey, Debro's down on JSN this year. I'm like, well, people were worried about Jefferson last year, and Darnold propped him up.
Yeah,
and he said, yeah, but Darnold doesn't have Kevin O'Connell anymore. I'm like, that's a good point.
Yeah, great point. Great point. Well, I say this though, Pat, right? And I always stand on this, and I preach this as well. It's a dynasty. And I know we all want to play to win. We look at these 2 to 3 year windows. But the reason why we have so many orphan teams and people leaving leagues because they draft players that someone told them to draft. And they look at that team, and when they don't win, they say, man, I didn't even want this player anyway. So they leave. When you look at these teams that even if they're a losing team and you got to build on them, if they're your guys and the players that you wanted, you can live with it. So
Amen.
I appreciate
your guys.
I'm not saying go out there and be crazy with it, but I'm just saying if it's the opportunity presents itself, go get your guy, man, because when you buy cars, you like the color. You don't care what's under the engine if the color they don't look right? So you got to look at the outside first sometime, man. And I like getting my guys, and I figure out the rest later. That's how I always play. So
look at that Jackson, Oklahoma QB room. Not just that, you got CD Lamb too, dude. You're the Oklahoma Sooners over there in the 2 spot.
Yeah, Jack, man. You know, I had to hook you up. I had to auto pick you that one, man. But shout out to Jack, man. Oh, got my boy Patty over there said he ain't worried about them red spots, man. He gonna hold it down in receiver room right now. So he real strong with Bowers, Puka, JSN, and getting Wilson though, man. So I'm sure he could put a Band-Aid on that QB room. He'd be just fine. That's how I like to play. Now, see, Pat, you see that inside at the end where you get the Genty and Ferguson and that side, right?
Yeah.
I'll say this. Now, when we first started doing this, my guy, Mr. Voorhees, same guy had the same spot. He didn't make this pick, and I think he realized that afterwards. But he had a chance in one draft to take Genty, Gibbs, and Bijan on this swing back. Just imagine having that opportunity to draft that.
Oh, my goodness.
You know what I'm saying? Like that.
Wow.
That's crazy, man, to think that that's possible to happen, you know?
As Genty, Gibbs, and Brees isn't too bad either.
It's not. No. Yeah, I didn't even realize he had that. Yeah. So he literally could have did that one draft where he had Genty, Gibbs, and Bijan, and that would have been crazy, man, to see on paper.
My goodness.
But I mean, I guess at the end of the draft, I asked you, but do you think any side right now has an advantage, or do you like where you picking right now? Because I get a lot of people saying that picking where we are is the advantage, and I tend to disagree sometimes.
Yeah, I could see it either way. I mean, I kind of like what some of the guys at the other end are doing too. So, you know, I don't mind this spot, but yeah, I'd almost like to try it from both spots just to see what ultimately I feel about.
Yeah, because that's where you get to see. Now that I see what quarterbacks is left, I probably wouldn't have minded taking my Marvel or Lad.
Oh, this is tough.
Why? Because you were in a role of Bryce Young compared to freaking JJ McCarthy.
You know I love me some Bryce Young, baby. This Bryce season right here. Jake, we at, man? We at, Jake? Carolina, man. We're going to hold it.
There's another quarterback that Fizz really likes that he would probably take in this spot too.
Come on, Rock, man.
He plays in a certain city on the East
man,
Coast.
I'm a groupie, man. I got too many guys, man. I just be rocking with all my players, man. Man.
There we go.
Ooh, okay, Pat.
That's one of our favorite players, Pat.
Come on, man.
One of the best route runners in the league, man.
Every player to get drafted is my guy. All right, just know that. So I'm always be mad no matter what.
I can't remember. Are you higher or lower on Devonta because of that situation? A lot of people like to throw shade where he's like, oh, because he's a number 2, he shouldn't be valued as high. But I mean, this is one of the best wide receiver prospects that we've seen come out. He won a Heisman, and also too, he just seems to always find himself, you know, for like 3 or 4 games as the number 1 receiver there because either Dallas Scott or AJ Brown gets hurt. So
yeah, I'm a firm believer in the ability, and not an ideal situation that he's the number 2 guy and they're the run heaviest team in the league, but
I'm gonna do something different.
He's got a long runway for his career too. He might not be there forever, or the situation could change. So, I'm bullish.
It's closer. AJ Brown will probably leave, right?
Yeah,
and then
you would think
becomes the number 1.
I usually don't take Kyron. It's my first draft ever having Kyron, and my guys here, Rock. And you know I want to smash this set button, man. You know I want to smash this set button on this, man. We got company. I'm trying to keep it real, man. But
keep it real, then. Do it. You get discussion. Do something crazy so we can talk about it.
Pat, man, I got these guys that everybody know I love, and they snipe me in my real drafts, and they make me mad because they
don't go the guy out of Atlanta. Jesus Christ.
No. I'm not doing it. I'm not that crazy. I'm not doing it. But Jordan son is my dog. I love him. I don't know if he can go here though. It's a little bit crazy. Hawk right here wouldn't be bad even in the premium. But we're going boost the ground, man. We going
there you go. That was the original one that I was talking about.
We're going to boost the ground. I got JJ McCarthy, Justin Fields, Lamar Jackson, and Jalen Milroe. We running the ball in the quarterback room.
That is tough because I did not think that you were going to do that. I that was who I had teed up. I'm mad at Soggy Danger for throwing that out in the chat.
Oh well, that's all
done that yourself.
We already, Pat. Just so you know, we've drafted so many drafts together. Everyone knows what Fizz's pick is going to be, except you. Everyone knew it was going to be Justin Fields.
Everybody knows.
That's what I was saying. The team he plays for on the East Coast has a rushing ability. Yeah, it was Fields. We all knew he was going to take it.
But
here's the thing: you can get Sam Darnold. that's what you're stuck with.
Running out. Oh my gosh.
Well, look, man, I'm not gonna lie. To have that Russian quarterback room look real sexy, man. I ain't gonna lie, man.
Yeah, look at his team now. It doesn't even. Oh shit! Time's up. Shador Sanders, give him Shador.
My time up. All right, I'm gonna take.
Go ahead, Pat. Do your thing. Oh, he said. He said, man, look, I figured out later. All right, Pat. You do got Jaden Daniels there, so I'm not gonna lie, Pat. A bill like yours is usually how I operate. I figure out quarterback later, and it works for me. But since I'm on this side, it kind of changes the way I think. See, I like drafting on the left side, Pat. I like that back to back where I can get CD and Puka and then figure it out. Those are my two go-tos every draft. Everybody know. But when I get on this side, I tend to quarterback hoard. I don't know why. It just happens all the time. So maybe because the value goes there. I don't know. But yeah, Patty, listen, every draft that I'm on this side, I always take more quarterbacks than I usually want. And it just works out. I don't know why.
All right.
Oh, you gonna get your guy, huh? All right, man.
It was there.
Dang, bro, Brian took his pick in 2 seconds. He said, thank you, man. I needed him.
King Henry and Josh Jacobs are like, I'm going to be taking half in one league and half in another. There's offenses are just running through both of those guys. So
I didn't realize you had 3 quarterbacks too, Rob. Okay, cool.
I don't. I have 4. I have Jackson Dart. Don't forget about him, man. He's going to be probably starting halfway through the season.
The same thing I just said about myself. I believe most teams on this side, because we watch Maddie do this too, and Mike, the people that draft on this side, on the right side, tend to take more quarterbacks than they need. And it's not that we doing it to hoard them. It's just the value is just always there. I don't know. It just makes sense. I don't know why, but.
Oh, I'm doing both. I'm hoarding in. It just happens that Jared Goff just happens to fall all the way down there. Make no sense.
I've been teams on where I picked at the one or the 2 in this draft, and I had 1 quarterback by like round 10. You know what I'm saying? So I just think being at the end of the draft, the value just always quarterback to me.
Yeah, and we've seen enough of these, Pat, where you could, if you were in the top 3 picks, you can get that Neighbors Lamb or Puka BTJ earlier on in the season, that stack, and then come back with the Baker, Dak Prescott, or Purdy, Penix. Those are fantastic QBs. It just depends on, do you want the hammer quarterback like an Allen, or do you want the awesome stack with like a Neighbor CD Lamb? So just pick your poison. Right. But you have to pick, I think what we've tried to preach is those people on the other end, you better pick a quarterback with your 3rd or 4th pick. If you don't, then I don't think the team looks nearly as good.
Hey, Patty Mills said he rolling with the youth, man, and he gonna keep stacking, man. He got my boy Addison. Congratulations, brother.
Well, I hope he likes Joe Flacco as his number 1 quarterback.
Man, what a group of wide receivers, and then he's got Brock Bowers to tie the room together.
Yeah.
Dang.
I mean, hey, man, sometime in Superflex, your quarterback might get you 14 points. We seen Matt Stafford do that a lot of times towards the end of the season. So one of them receivers they might end up in the Superflex spot. You know what I'm saying? You never know.
Man, what's with the table talk? I bet no one even was thinking about Matt Stafford. He's still
Come on, Rock, man. He's a quarterback. Everybody thinking about Matt Stafford. Come on, man. You got 4 of them. What you need? Why you worried about it? You don't need them.
I might just pull a mic and just do the QB horde if no one else is going to take him.
Nah,
that's
my
fine.
boy Voorhees definitely about to double tap, man. Oh, now he got Penix, so I don't ain't gonna double tap. But oh yeah, just to let y'all know, we only going 13 rounds. I try to cut it like two rounds short because we got Pat here. I know he been up all day doing this thing, and we gonna review the teams, man. I'm gonna let Pat let y'all know how good and bad y'all were. Mostly bad because we the best teams in here. So, you know, we gonna let Pat, man, let y'all know how you feel about these terrible squads I see on the screen, man. All right.
Pat, what time do you usually, wind down for bed, open up your book, and
Rock said we gotta look out
asleep?
for Pat, man. He got a bedtime. We gotta stick to it, man.
My wife goes to bed at 7:30, so it was later than that.
My wife's been stretching it out lately. She's normally the early to bed, but like lately, I don't know, by about 8 o'clock, we get some couch time together, watch a show or two before she heads off to bed. So yeah, like 7:30, 8. Dog's usually chilled out by then, sitting on the ottoman by our feet. So yeah.
Yeah, I got to give baths after this, man. So my kids get to stay up a little later than what they usually do.
Oh, man.
Bath time after this for me.
What are you guys watching right now?
It does feel good to tap it down to two rounds because, Pat, we be on here all night messing with these crazy people, man. They don't seem to want to get off the screen. So, yeah, you helped us force it to make it shorter tonight. So we appreciate you, man. You saved us.
Yeah, we're about to get into Reacher.
Oh, okay.
Haven't seen that yet, but we've also been like, we do a lot of the reality stuff. So we've been watching like Survivor and Top Chef. We do Top Chef too. So they've been rolling on that. You
Rock,
can appreciate that, Rock.
Chef,
exactly.
Yeah. Chef's Table is like, if you ever watched that on Netflix, it's like one of the most beautifully shot shows. And it's actually played a huge role in my life. If you've never watched Chef's Table.
I have seen Chef's Table. It's an awesome show.
Yeah, I mean, that honestly kind of crystallized what I wanted to do because I just very much identified with those people and their stories and their journeys and just how food really helped them. So, Oh my God, I almost picked this guy in the last pick. I can't believe he fell to me.
Yeah, bro, I'm seeing a lot of value late here. There's a lot of value here.
Look at Terminal won't even let me have Anthony Richardson. Jeez, son of a gun.
Hey, he said you love Sam Darnold. You better get him.
I told you you're gonna get Sam Darnold, Pat.
Pat, man, look, at least take Stafford, man. At least
there's one quarterback that's better than both of them. That plays for the slot team dream machine.
No,
he is.
The slot team dream machine. All right,
man.
Tom Brady's going to be helping him.
I'll let you know. I'm gonna hold you down, man. I ain't gonna take one from you, man.
It's all right. Yeah, I am. And
just don't take my
back too, but all right, I'm just gonna keep loading up on the running or on the wideouts I love.
Okay, all right. Okay, all right. Well, Rock, you know where I'm going on this one, man. The people should know. The people's champ is in the building. What my receiver room? Dang, I only got Nico. It's kind of crazy. I'm usually a receiver centric kind of guy.
His name starts with C and it ends with Uber Hubbard.
Well, I ain't gonna lie. I am a Chuba Hubbard guy in 2025. I will say that I don't like my receiver room how it's looking though, Rock. I'm not feeling it right now.
That's will say because he can get it on the second pick.
I was about to say, doing all the mocks that we've done though, and all the leagues that we're doing, it's a lot of receivers late that you can snag to help you out versus running back. Running back, once it's gone, it's gone. So they took so many receivers, I'm not gonna reach. I'm gonna take my boy Chuba, put some respect on his name. And you know where I'm going after this, baby. I got to get the savior, the 2025 season breakout. We going whatever you call it. Kyle Pitts in the building, baby. That's how we get down.
Nice.
Pat, if anybody know me, they know I've been screaming Kyle Pitts season, and it's been 4 years. Ain't nothing happened. So this year it's going to happen. I'm going to let them know now. Today is a good day to draft Kyle Pitts, man. I'm just letting you know that.
I mean, I think people were a little disappointed with the Drake London output, and maybe we got some evidence late last year that it was dusty old Kirk Cousins holding down Drake London. And maybe
sure.
it's the same thing with Pitts. Maybe Penix is the guy to unlock Pitts too.
Well, I'm praying, man. Raheem Moore, shout out to him, man. But I just don't think he's the right coach to help that offense get together. I think Penix needs an offensive guy. The same way Caleb is needed at, which I think Caleb's gonna have a good year. Jaden Daniels, he has my boy what's the head coach over there? My boy Dan. How did I forget him? When he got him, he's defensive guy, but he got Cliff to come in. So I believe when you get those young QBs that come in and they really pass heavy, you got to get an offensive mind that just get those sparks going, man. And I don't know if Atlanta has that right now. I hope and pray that they figure it out, because I think they're holding that offense back. If they can get an offensive guru, if you want to call it that, my boy Pitts would be just fine.
Yeah. Dan Quinn, your guy.
Dan Quinn. I forget about my boy Quinn. That's my man right there.
I don't know. We talked about him earlier this morning. I don't know. You forgot. It was only 6 hours ago.
And bro, come on, bro, Brian, man. You know Chris Godwin ain't supposed to fall. He's supposed to fall to me, man. Chris Godwin is about to take off, and I'm watching you, man. You gotta watch you on these mocks these days, man.
But it could be worse, Fizz. They could still have Arthur Smith as their OC over there. Oh. So anything's in.
Hey, listen, and that's part of the reason why people troll me saying, oh, he trash. We look at who he had, man. Arthur Smith, come on, man. And Pat, I'm gonna shout out. I was listening to the Fantasy Pros. I don't know if this episode was from today or yesterday. And D-Bro and Erickson was talking about Kyle Pitts, right? And Erickson said this. He said he believed that he's a bad pick in a sense. Wormley tried to take up for him. He said, Kyle Pitts, that he kind of swayed away from it. But Erickson said that he believes the coaches don't even like Pitts because they don't know what to do with him, and they didn't draft him. So maybe a fresh start would be what he really needs. And a lot of times that's what players need. So I'm just saying that to say, well, like I just said about Raheem Morris, if Pitts for whatever reason don't have a good season, man, send him to Kansas City.
Send him to Kansas City.
Out of here, and we know what's going to happen, baby. That's all I'm saying. Putting it in the atmosphere. Send my boy to Kansas City, man, and we gonna get it.
Send him to someone who's got a vision for him. Yes,
for sure,
exactly.
For sure.
But yeah, man, I'll never remember that crazy COVID college season in 2020, going over to my buddy's house to watch some college football with him, and I forget who Florida was playing, but like we saw Kyle Pitts have a 3-touchdown game, and we were just looking at and we're playing in a dynasty league together, and we're looking at each other like, okay, which of us is drafting this dude first?
Yeah.
I mean, it was just one of those games like, oh man, this guy's the truth. And I'm just hard to believe we're sitting here like, not quite 5 years later thinking like, what happened to that guy, man? Why didn't it pan out?
Yeah. But Pat, I say this all the time, man. Confidence. When you got confidence from your coaches, that changes the whole world. And I think Justin Fields is going through that. People said he can't throw. The man outthrew Trevor Lawrence in a championship game, almost beat Alabama. That didn't just go away.
Right.
That came from his coaches saying, we don't know what to do with you, so just run the ball and we're going to play defense. That's literally what he had to deal with. So I just think if Kyle Pitts had a coach that really implemented him in the offense, Arthur Smith never used him. He barely know what to do with him. If he gets a coach like these guys we talk about, he will be what we want him to be. So that's all. That's my biggest thing on him. Get some coaching, man.
He's still only 24 years old. His brain is literally still developing. It's not even finished developing. So he's still really, really young. And also, too, the average, for a tight end, when they hit their peak is like in their late 20s. So there's so much still left for him to be able to turn it around.
I know the people tired of hearing me talk about Kyle Pitts, so I'm going to leave him alone. But they always troll me, man, all the time. But, hey, I'm going to keep fighting for my boy, man, till we get it right, man. Matter of fact, I got a candle lit right now, Georgia peach candle. So I'm holding it down for Pitts, man.
Pat, I have to ask you about Waddle. There's not too many people that absolutely hate Waddle more than me because I believe that he had an amazing rookie season and he hasn't done shit since then. So why should I be a believer in Waddle?
Top 10 draft pick. One of the, I think, like in the last 10 years, might have, if not the highest, one of the highest, if not the highest yards per route run of any college receiver. And that includes dudes like Jamar Chase and Justin Jefferson. 3 straight 1,000-yard seasons. coming into the league. And last year, like kind of a plausible excuse for him to have a down season with that Tua injury where the Miami offense was just shipwrecked while he was out. So I get it, man. Like I think he's still one of the best young receivers in the league.
Yeah, and I want to, like you said, like I know this is one of the things you say we shouldn't hate the players, just hate the ADP. It's just he just hasn't. If it's been multiple years since he's really, paid off his ADP, for me, that's just a red flag. It's just hard for me to believe in a player like that. So
I hear you.
Yeah.
Rock, why would you take Cortland Sutton from me, man? You know that
because he wanted him, and it's also just to highlight just the value on these
out here, man.
Man, you're not the only one who knows about Cortland Sutton, man.
But
I do the research too.
Man. Come on, man.
I do love that Pacheco pick. He's still going to be on a top offense, and it's just going to be between him and Kareem Hunt. So he should still get all the opportunities there. Love that.
Yeah, and going with my guy Sharps here.
Well, Pat, I just took this guy. Rock stole Sutton from me. So, what's your take on Calvin Ridley this year? Having a real quarterback, being 29, but really not playing in the league long. He came in the league at like 25 years old, so he doesn't have a lot of miles on his wheels to say. What you think about him in his offense? I know they tried to draft a bunch of random receivers to fill in the room, but him as the number one having the Cam Ward. What you think about Ridley this year?
Yeah, I mean, I like him, Fizz, and like he is going to lead that team in targets if he stays healthy. As much as I like my guy Aya Manor, like he's not going to challenge for the target lead, and that's a lot of targets from a dude who, Cam Ward for better and for worse. In some ways, almost kind of reminds me of Jameis Winston, the way that guy, my boy Thor Nystrom, former colleague at Fantasy Pros, now with Matthew Berry's Fantasy Life.
Mm-hmm.
His comp for Cam Ward is John Wick, because he comes into the room and he is looking for danger, man. And there's no throw that Ward won't make. He is fearless, and that can be bad. I think he's going to throw a lot of interceptions in year one, but he wants to make the downfield play. And I think that's going to be great for Ridley.
Yeah.
His numbers.
Well, me and Rock preach Calvin Ridley every week, man. I think right here, I don't mean to cut you off, Pat, but right here, of course, everybody's team is pretty much shaped out, but that round 11, I say from 10 down, that's where you get when you're halfway cooked and you adding that extra little bit of secret sauce. I think this is where you find those guys, because getting a Cortland Sutton, who we saw under this offense, they didn't add a top tier receiver. He should be solid. Calvin Ridley to me is a good pick. Even a guy who Jawan Jennings. I think Jawan Jennings could possibly be the receiver one in San Fran, because you could still hurt. Pearsall is still a rookie in a sense. He still got to figure out his role. And Jawan Jennings getting in the 12th round could be the number one on this team. So I just think this from round 10 down to, around this little range, you can get a lot of great value that people aren't paying attention to or don't really talk much about.
Most definitely.
Your first few picks can land you in the playoffs. Your last few picks is what maybe edges you out in that championship. That's the way
especially in BestBall, right? I forgot to tell you, Pat, I should have said this. I'm sure you knew, but this is a BestBall league too. So I meant to say that out beforehand.
Yeah, no worries.
Yeah, I didn't. But
that's all we do, Pat.
I just say this: the South Harmon way is the BestBall way. I don't do any more lineups. I'm not saying I wouldn't, but you gotta be real special, man. Take me on a hot date for me to line it up.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? I'm going with the
totally hear you, man. And that's kind of the way we do it in my home league, and we're BestBall, and all the guys are like, I don't think I can go back to setting lineups after.
Yeah,
that's the way to go.
Especially if you want to be in more than 3 leagues.
Yeah,
right. It's too rough.
Well, I don't see him in the chat, but my boy Hill Bullies, man. Hill Bullies has over 56 lineup leagues he's in, bro. I've never seen nothing this crazy. If you go look his name up on the lab over at southharmon.com, you will see it. He has over 56 lineup leagues, man. This guy is diabolical, man.
They're what? Sorry, go ahead, Pat.
No, I was just gonna say, Rock, I'd have bad dreams on Saturday night about not having set lineups and not having enough time to do it.
Yeah, man. 56 is crazy.
No. Fuck. Wave.
Yes.
No, Coop, since he can, for our ADP, he can access the API for Sleeper.
Yeah.
He did find somebody that, believe it or not, and there was the last starting RB that I was. He found someone that legit had 2,000 lineup leagues that they did.
What?
And the next closest one person is like 200. There is some crazy person out there. He messaged that person. He's like, how the hell do you do this? Do you have some sort of algorithm or program that helps you set all these lineups? And the guy just said, it takes me a long time. That's all he responded with.
That guy's using Fantasy Pros in our dashboard and our autopilot feature.
Yeah.
What's his email, man? I gotta send him something, man.
Yeah. What it was, but it was like, and whatever number you think it would be, just multiply it by 10. So it was 2,000 or 1,000. They're all lineup.
Damn, Pat. That was a good one, man. I was thinking that one too. I think Tracy.
Go with Jordan Mason. Go with your dude, Jordan Mason.
Nah. It's too early for them. I'm not gonna lie though. I know it's too early for this guy, and I'm closer. I don't want to hold the draft up, but I think getting Chig as well as Calvin Ridley, the way I talked about him, I think Chig is a sneaky pick too, because safety blanket for most rookies is the tight end, and he had a breakout season towards the end of the year. So
and go Hunter Henry.
People be on the lookout for him. But me personally, just to close it out, man, I'm gonna go with my boy, Florida State, all day. My boy Keon Coleman, man. That's how we.
Yeah, that was the other guy I was considering.
Yeah, I'm a Florida State guy right there.
Nice.
So, that's how we're gonna close out this draft, man. We're gonna review these teams and let the people enjoy some good times. Since we got Pat here, we're gonna let Pat go do his thing, Pat. So, started off. Well, I was gonna say we do our teams last, but we all at the end of the draft anyway. So. Mr. Voorhees, Pat, you the guest. Let us know how you feeling about this start and where you finished at.
Yeah, love those backs. We talked about that with what you can do if you go with Genty 1 and some of the backs that are sitting there for you late in the 4th round. So that's Gibbs, really strong at tight end with McBride and the young fella Ferguson, Penix and Tua. Interesting. That's two pretty immobile dudes who I don't know. Penix can move around a little bit, just didn't in college. And then kind of backfilled at wide receiver. So interesting, man. A team kind of built around running backs and tight ends. You don't see that often in a dynasty startup, but in a double tight end premium, not a bad way to go. So, and look, he went for the old guys, got some good values in the old guys at wide receiver with
trying to win it now.
Evans, Judy. Yeah. Like this is a team that could contend in year 1.
Yeah. Well, I just say I love it because even though he took a break and never took a receiver in those top 8 rounds, he just smashed receiver, best value every time, got probably the best guy at that value in each round, and just stood on business at the receiver position towards the end. So I would have loved to see what it looks like, maybe 7 more rounds, which we don't have, but the start of having Genty, Gibbs, and Brees, he don't have to worry about that running back room. And as long as Tua can stay healthy, man, I think this is definitely one of those contending teams that we speak about every week, Rock. What you think, bro?
And that's the only thing that I don't like about this team is that Tua has never been able to stay healthy. At one point or another, he will find himself in the maze, and he might be stuck there for over a month. So that's the only thing. With as great as a lot of these wide receivers are, they were great last year. Who knows if they're going to be great this year? Tyreek Hill, Mike Evans, Cooper Kupp, those are all much older prospects. Cooper Kupp completely shit the bed for people in those last few weeks. And I have to hope that, he's going to have a great, maybe at least half of a season. But outside of that, I love the first 7 picks. I do not love the last 6 picks that he made. But it's just a lot of what ifs and based off of last year. So, and it's very fragile for me.
All right, well, we're gonna go ahead and my boy Jax, man. My boy Jordan. We appreciate him, man. First draft, I think I seen him, man. I start this one off. He went Hampton and then Kyle Williams and Sampson. So I love those rookies, getting those guys where he got them. And got Neighbors and Lamb, double tap that every time if I got the chance. And then he ended up getting Kyler, man. When you look at where he got Kyler at, behind Stroud, Love, Purdy, Dak, I think that's a great value. I don't even think he couldn't not take Kyler right there. So I'm not the biggest Kyler fan, but to get him right there, I love that value. And then getting Baker right after, and then kind of filling in with Zay and Jameson, and with it being best ball, having James Conner and Monty, he got a solid running back room, but Zay and JMO can definitely play that best ball role with Ingram and Andrews, kind of filling in the flex spot. So would have loved to see the rest of what he did, but so far, man, no complaints, especially on that Kyler Murray value. If he didn't take Kyler, I would have scratched my head. So I like that pick right there. What you got going on, Pat? We'll let you go next on this one.
Yeah, this is a really well-rounded team, actually. You know, balance is a little overrated in dynasty startups, but I like how he kind of like he's got guys that I think for 2025 are like 2 top 10 tight ends, probably.
Yeah.
Like Ingram playing that Joker role for Sean Payton, and Mark Andrews, I think, still has something left in the tank. He showed like
he got it.
Second half of last season. So,
yep.
You know, kind of backfilled nicely at running back too. I like this team a lot.
What you got, Rob?
I really do like this team as well. You have 2 potentially top 4 wide receivers, so you're already differentiating yourself in that regard. Baker Mayfield, I think even if he does take a step back, I think he should still be a top 12 quarterback. He may not be a top 3 or 4 like he has been the last couple of years, but I think he could still be a top 12. So have that as your QB2 is pretty fantastic. And I love pairing with the juggernaut duo and Neighbors Lamb, the upside in spike weeks with Flowers and JML. You know, those are going to be 2 of the best wide receivers that you get in best ball. I have to hope that, Mark Andrews and Evan Ingram, that they are a little bit of what are used to. Evan Ingram going to a new team, being a little bit older. Maybe we've already seen the best of Evan Ingram. Same thing with Mark Andrews. But outside of that, man, like James Conner was that was the biggest mistake I made personally for myself. I should have gotten him instead of Jake Ferguson. So for him to get him at the 12-11 is massive. So to have Monty, James Conner, Amari, and Hampton, and then we'll see what happens with Dylan Sampson. It's a very strong, well-rounded team.
Yeah, no, I like that. Pat, I'll let you kick it off with Patty. What you think about Pat and Patty, man? Let's let you start that one off.
Oh man, the pass catching firepower on this team is just something else, man. With Bowers and I mean, he's got Mason Taylor backing up Bowers, like 2 really good young tight ends. I mean, Bowers just in a league like this. I mean, I don't know how he got him at 110 in 410 technically, but yeah. So then he's just got that crazy wide receiver group with Puka, JSN, Garrett Wilson, Addison. It's just like the only thing about this team with Patty, it's like, where are you as far as when is your ETA with this team? Because quarterback's a problem right now, obviously. With like Cam, really good building block, but what do you do? And then, you know, McCaffrey and B-Rob, those guys are sort of in the here and now, but he doesn't really have any young guys. But then, like, he's all about that young, awesome pass-catching firepower. So it's kind of like a little bit of a schizophrenic build. But, man, like, the talent you can build around with the pass catchers is just crazy.
Is this one of those teams that you would recommend, depending on how things play out, that you trade away some of the older assets like a CMC, an Ayuk, maybe, if he's more of a fragile asset, and you just plan for next year with those cornerstone young assets like Cam Ward, Bowers, Puka, JSN?
Yep, this could be one of those teams where you decide which way you're going when you're putting up your Halloween decorations, basically.
Yeah, there you go.
Are you a buyer or a seller?
Yeah. Well, I say, honestly, it was exactly what Pat said. I just wish instead of taking CMC, he would have went for a Rich, not having another quarterback, or a James Cook, Brown, Chuba, just a younger back if you're going to go running back. Because like you said, having that youth at every other position and then taking CMC, to me, it's an automatic trade. Like whether you wait till Halloween or do it early. But I think if you just didn't worry about the trade value and just took maybe an A-Rich and gambling on that, or taking a Brown or Cook, or just a little bit, just keep the youth movement going. You started it, just finish it. That's what I really wish he would have did with his build. But everything else, I love it. Perfectly built. My type of build right there. So that's actually why I actually like the draft. So I don't mind that either. But I do think taking Cam Ward sets you up to be able to take chances like this, because you have at least that one QB that you can roll with without having to do one later. So, but Rock, go ahead and go to Shizzle's team, man, who he seemed to not want to pick. I took the Travis Hunter for him.
Yeah, the best pick that he made was that he did not draft Jaden Daniels at that 104 pick. But no, Travis Hunter, generational prospect. So that's a great way to start your team. Jack Best, Shador Sanders. I love the quarterback room that he has here with Patrick Mahomes and Dak Prescott. If we believe that maybe the Chiefs are going to look at themselves in the mirror, maybe try to get back to more of an offensive team instead of a defensive team and run game. I like to see what happens with Patrick Mahomes, and people forget how good Dak Prescott is. So I absolutely love that. This RB room, man, outside, I think this is actually, it's in contention with Mr. Voorhees as the best RB room right here. You get Saquon Barkley, who I believe is going to take a step back. I don't think he's going to be the RB1 next year as well, but I think he's still going to be really, really good. Bucky Irving, we'll see if he can take more of that lead role, and I love Josh Jacobs. The biggest thing is outside of Travis Hunter, man. Like, I personally love Ricky Pearsall. I love Downs, but I have no idea what their outcomes are going to be. So this wide receiver room could be very fragile and be built upon mainly hopium. So I would have liked maybe more of a cornerstone producer, like if he would have want Mike Evans maybe instead of Ricky Pearsall, or just some other player. I think that would have been the only thing that I would recommend.
Yeah, well, I did say a lot of question marks with me with the quarterback. I mean, the receiver room, but the running back room with the quarterbacks. I believe he's a win now team. That's why I know Olave, I'm so up in the air with him that I really would have just took McLaurin right there and just said, forget it. I'm going to just try to keep going and smash the gas on guaranteed production right away.
Oh, yeah. That would have been a better pick.
Yeah, to have McLaurin and Mike Evans versus Olave and Pearsall, I think would have put him in better shape, because he can and taking Kelsey, he pretty much saying, I'm trying to win right now. I'm going for it all. I think he would have just got a McLaurin and a Mike Evans versus Olave and Pearsall. This might be one of the best teams, if not the best team on paper. But go ahead, Pat. Go ahead, break down my boy Shizzle's team before we move on.
It does look like a win now team. And yeah, like wide receiver, there's some questions, but like, what if Travis Hunter pops right away? What if Chris Olave stays healthy?
Yeah.
What if Pearsall is like the #1 receiver in San Francisco, which I don't think is totally out of the question. Like, it could work out. I mean, he took the age discount on Travis Kelce, who, I mean, I know he wasn't the same Kelce last year, but he still had 97 catches.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was still like a top 4 tight end or top 5 tight end.
Yeah, so I think this team could be a 2025 contender, and I just noticed that he kept the Colorado guys together. He's got Travis Hunter and Shador. If we kept this draft going 12, 15 more rounds, I know he would have gotten Jimmy Horn in the final round.
Hey, IDP, let's get some Shiloh in there too, man. Let's go ahead and hook it up, right? Rob, I'm letting you start off with Gimme, man, because Gimme sniped me in the other league, took picks from me and made me trade him, man. So I ain't starting with him. I'll let you go, man.
So yeah, he goes with Tet, Tootin, and Arroyo. I mean, those are very solid picks. So Justin Jefferson, Caleb Williams, Brock Purdy. That's one hell of a trio. You get, a top 1 to 2 wide receiver. Caleb Williams, he keeps going earlier and earlier. I mean, we just did a startup Fizz where he won at like the 109.
Yeah, he went like 107, I think.
Yeah, it was high as hell. So everyone is aboard.
Jake took him like 107, yeah.
Yeah, like the Ben Johnson train wheels up for Caleb Williams.
Yep.
So to get him and Purdy, who we just talked about earlier this morning as I think one of the best values at QB, locked in top 12, I think that's a solid QB room right there. Devon A-Chain should have gone earlier. He has the potential to be a top 3 to 5 back. So to get him where he went after Bucky Irvin, I'm definitely going to take A-Chain over Bucky. I think we're both pretty excited for Pickens. I don't know how you feel about it, Pat, but this could be the best year that we see from Pickens, CeeDee Lamb, and Dak Prescott, that trio together in Dallas. So we're pretty excited for that. Kenneth Walker is a really good RB2. He could be even an RB1. And then to get Sam Darnold as the last solid, decent quarterback as your QB3, absolutely love that. I personally like Reed. I'm anxious to see how his role develops with Golden and the other receivers there. I can't freaking stand Dalton Kincaid. You could have gotten anyone else, and that would have been a better pick. And then McMillan, hey, if one of those wide receivers gets hurt in Tampa, we've seen what he can do with opportunities.
Yep. I'll let you go ahead, Pat.
So all I heard from Rock about this team was it sucks because it has Dalton Kincaid. But I actually thought Gimme Locks had like my favorite rookie draft. Just seemed like he got really good value on every pick. Like he was at just the right spot to squeeze every bit of value from those picks. So I like that. And then he just kept hitting doubles in the draft, like just taking the value that was there. So like really solid quarterback room, really solid running back room with the young guys. Like Kenneth Walker, man, I'm anxious to see what he does this year with like that. The
different,
Kubiak, Dennison,
Yeah.
Everywhere those dudes go, the running game really clicks. And if like Walker's the guy, that's kind of why I took Charbonnet late, because I think Charbonnet's talented too. And what if they wind up like tilting more toward him, or if Kenneth Walker gets hurt again? But yeah, just a lot of really interesting guys on this team. I think he had a real nice draft.
Yeah, well, Rock love him from Kenneth Walker, man. So shout out my boy Gimme, man. He made me pay him for Kyle Pitts, but I had to do it, man. So we're gonna go ahead and go on the terminal. I kick this off with Terminal. He got Colston Loveland, solid tight end. You know, broke my heart with the Komet pick. I was high on Komet. We all know, man. Broke my heart. My heart is still melting, man, as we speak. We got my boy Rock, man, Scatterbo in the building. And Quinn Ewers, man. I don't know about this one this early in the third, though. I think it's a lot of value back here. But if
that was wild. I didn't even know that he got drafted.
I didn't know either until I just saw that. So that might be the biggest question. Question mark right there. I will say Terminal, so I will just give you this right here. Had to give what the hell are you on that one, man. But we're gonna keep it going for you, brother. We got Bijan and Herbert and Love that stack. Got my dog Roma Dunze in the building. George Kittle, who can probably be a tight end 1 or 2 this year, man. If he really steps up, he got paid, and if he stays healthy without Debo Samuel being there, Kittle might say, look, man, Debo out the way, put me in the backfield. Let me do them trick plays. So I love getting Kittle at this value. I think he's definitely a sleeper this year. Getting A-Rich late. If he clicks and finally figures it out, this is going to be the steal of every draft, because he's going to finish as a top 8, top 9 quarterback with the rushing ability if he clicks and does what we expected him to do when he was drafted. And he just went Kamara, Pittman, Jonnu, who's a steal, the same everybody love, and Mooney. So really no hate on your team, Terminal, other than this Quinn Ewers, man. I just really wish he like Blue, Jalen Noel falling and then Quinn Ewers going before him, bro. That's crazy work, man. That make my head spin right now. So, Rock, I'm gonna let you go, and then I'm gonna let Pat finish with this. But Rock, what you think about this one right here, man?
Oh, real quick, Pat, were you gonna say something about that?
I'm sorry.
Yeah, like I would have rather had Fannin than Ewers. I'm kind of a Ewers hater too, so I'm sort of with you on that.
I would have rather had everybody but Ewers, to be honest.
Yeah, I was about to say everyone after Ewers you could have probably had, but yeah. All right. Shockwave's team, Travion Henderson.
Oh, okay, yeah. Oh no, well, I just want to give Terminal a little bit of anybody else want to speak on. One guy go in the order. We could just anybody else got something to say about Terminal?
Nothing really to add. I mean, I love Herbert. I love Love. I love Love. Yeah. Kittle is always going to be a value wherever he goes. He just always outperforms his ADP. Same thing with Kamara. Yeah, I don't really. Oh shit, his wide receiver room kind of is fucking. I'm gonna be honest. Yeah, I'm just gonna end it on that note. Sorry, Terminal.
Anything to add, Pat?
Terminal's got work to do at wide receiver, but the quarterback thing, man, like this is the type of team when you've already got the quarterback thing kind of figured out, like that's when you have the luxury of taking Richardson. And then if he pans out, now you're sitting on a gold mine at
Yes, sir.
quarterback. So
And if he doesn't, he's gonna have to down tier probably from Love to like I don't know, Stafford plus for a wide receiver, wouldn't you think?
right. Yeah. He is gonna have to go out and find like receiver help if he wants to contend anytime soon.
All right. Well, Shockwave. We'll go ahead, Rock. You was about to go to that one. What you think?
Yeah. Travion Henderson, I personally have a lot higher in rookie drafts. So I like that pick. I like the landing spot for Trey Harris. And Fannin. He was one of my favorite tight end prospects. It's just unfortunate unless they're gonna roll out a lot of 2 tight end formations. Every time a team says, "Oh, we're going to do a lot of double tight end," man, they never do that. It's just like it never pans out. So it's always it's going to be Njoku and Flacco just putting up like 5,000 yards. I think that's just going to be what we get in Cleveland. Joe Burrow and Drake May. I know some people are really, really high on Drake May. I think you're one of them, aren't you, Pat? You really love Drake May. Yeah. So I personally really love Joe Burrow. So this would be one hell of a QB room if we were co-managing team. Marvin Harrison Jr. I just heard recently from Matt Harmon on Reception Perception. He was saying that, Kyler Murray passes the least amount over the middle. And that's just one of the areas of the field that Marvin Harrison does the best in. So hopefully they can just figure out where, I don't know if Kyler Murray has to grow like 5 more inches so that they can utilize Marvin Harrison the best that they possibly can. But I don't know. I just heard that and I was like, damn. But love Marvin Harrison, love T. Higgins, Shakir, and Jennings. This is a very, very strong, solid wide receiver room. So absolutely love that. TJ Hawkinson, I have no idea if JJ is going to love him or just not utilize him. So, but everyone knows TJ Hawkinson has all the talent to be a top 3 tight end. Chase Brown, he was the most, no one got better usage from his team than Chase Brown did. So the question is can he do it again? And I love Geno Smith. I'm comfortable having Geno Smith as a QB2. He is the ultimate QB3.
That's your boy.
And then Aaron Jones. That was my freaking pick. I screwed up by getting Jake Ferguson. I should have gotten Aaron Jones or James Conner. So great pick there. Overall, very, very strong. I love this team, Chuck.
Yeah, I got nothing to add, Pat. I'm sorry, but the only thing I say is love this team. Love this team. I think I would have switched out Chase for maybe one of the other running backs, Chuba or Cook. But other than that, I have nothing else to say about the team. Love it. Good one, Shockwave. What you got, Pat?
I like it a lot too, and Shockwave has a lot of my favorite guys on this team. I am a big Drake May fan. I just watch how much Drake May runs this year. Like I think he is going to put up like top QB rushing numbers this year. Not quite Lamar Jackson or Jaden Daniels, but like not all that far off either. Like I think he could be like a 700-800 yard rusher.
That would be awesome. That would be right there with him.
Dude, he is an aggressive runner, man. Like we didn't fully see it last year. We're going to see it this year. And love Chase Brown. Really hoping Harrison pops. I do have that concern that like maybe he and Kyler just aren't the chemistry isn't right with those guys. But this is just a real solid all around team.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we're gonna keep it moving along with Theo. Pat, I'll let you start with Theo, man. We just sprinkle in and then bro, and then we get to our teams and get you up out of here, Pat.
Yeah, another rookie draft I liked a lot. Judkins, Luther Burden. I'm kind of a Luther Burden guy, and I'm curious to see if Jaden Blue has a big role in Dallas. So, and then like comes out firing with the guns at wide receiver with Chase and St. Brown, and then still gets himself like 2 talented young quarterbacks kind of waiting. Like he just fell into the sweet spot for CJ Stroud and Trevor Lawrence. So I'm kind of jealous of him there, a guy whose quarterback plan didn't quite go the way I wanted it to. Loved how he handled it. Everyone kind of likes Rashee Rice more than I do. I just like when he had his big rookie season, there was kind of no one else there except Kelsey. And I'm anxious to see what he and Worthy do to each other and how that shakes out. So, but still, man, he gets like James Cook, Tony Pollard, adds that to his young rookie running backs, gets pretty good value on DK, who's like still not an old guy by any means. And then like Kraft and Njoku. I like this team a lot.
Yeah, we're right there with you, Pat, when it comes to Rice too. We're a lot lower on him than consensus, but to be honest, this is the lowest he's gone. This is the most palatable spot that we've seen Rice drafted.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, nah, bro always comes through, and he does with. Oh no, we on Theo. I'm so sorry. I'm on Bro Brian team. Yeah, Theo. I mean, to get Chase St. Brown, and then like you said, this is the lowest Rice we've seen. Like you said, right? I don't think I've ever seen him go this far down, and to get him at that value is, hey, if he works out, it works out. But getting Njoku and Kraft this late, I actually love too. He waited on tight end, double tight end premium. So if you can wait and get these two guys at this spot, I think that's the perfect way to do it. So running back room solid all around, man. I love your team though, Theo. So Theo, man, you usually steal my players. This time you kept it solid, man. I appreciate you, brother.
We're also big on Burden too. I mean, if Ben Johnson went and got his next Amon-Ra St. Brown, then Luka Burden should be going a little bit higher.
Yeah, I didn't like that Burden slander early, but we glad that he's here in Chicago. But bro, man, you're a Texans guy, and you started taking my players, man. I don't know what's going on, but you got Tyler Warren, man, late, solid pick. We got a lot of question marks with him, but Rock loves him, so I love him. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna see what Warren does. Jay Higgins definitely still where you got him at, and hopefully, if Aaron Rodgers don't figure it out in Pittsburgh, Will Howard could possibly be something at some point, I guess. But he got Jalen Hurts, Drake London, AJ Brown. Then he go ahead and get Jonathan Taylor, Bryce Young, who's I think the only quarterback left other than Tua and A. Rich. So at that point, you had to do it. But you got Swift, who I think Swift is a big steal, man. I think Maddie was taking him higher. We started seeing Maddie like, Maddie, what do you think about Swift? Why you keep taking him? And they didn't draft nobody, so Maddie must have known the plan for the Chicago Bears. And then you got my boy, Chris Godwin and Stephon Diggs, who I love every single week, the biggest steals in these late rounds. Yeah, I love this team, man. No knock. I think all the teams on this side pretty got it figured out. Y'all guys over there, man, y'all got a lot of work to do. But the teams over here, this back end, man, we got it down packed, man. So what y'all think about Bro Brian before we close out on our three teams?
Go ahead, Pat.
Yeah, I mean, this looks like a team that could maybe contend for 2025 if Diggs and Godwin are back something close to 100% early in the season. Because, he's got those nice veteran running back 1-2 punch with Taylor, Mixon, and then Swift kind of backing those guys up. And, London and AJ Brown, Jalen Hurts. Yeah, I like this team a lot. No real weakness. Like he gets Warren, like if Warren comes out of the chute producing right away, and I think a lot of people aren't expecting that, but like Warren was a versatile dude, man. They gave him the ball on handoffs, jet sweeps, like even the gadget play since he was an old high school quarterback or whatever. Mm-hmm. Like I'm anxious to see what the Colts do with him, and maybe he has more of a rookie year impact than we're expecting.
All right, well,
yeah. And I think my only 2 cents would be if I could make one recommendation, bro. Instead of going GT, go Goff. And then instead of Bryce Young, you can get Josh Jacobs or Kenneth Walker. And I just feel way better about a quarterback like Goff. The difference between Goff and Young, I think, is far more vast than JT and Jacobs or insert the other running back. That would be if you would have done that, you would have probably had one of the best teams. That's the only recommendation I would have gone with.
Yeah, I like that take. So I see we got Adam in the building, man. Shout out ATM, man. Appreciate you, my brother, tapping in. And this is how we gonna do it, Rock. You talk about your team, Pat. You go on your team, I go on mine, and then give us your process, your thinking, and then we'll just pick and choose.
We've never done it that way. We've always talked about each other's teams.
I know. So this time you give us the reason of why you took what you took, and then we'll let you know if you did the right thing. So you rock, you go first, and we go like that.
I do like that we're changing it up a little bit. Dart is by far the best pick in value in the rookie draft because he shouldn't be falling. If he's a first-round quarterback, and he's going to start probably sooner rather than later. I understand that maybe they have the toughest schedule, but yeah, there's a reason why he was my QB2 in this class. So I think that was the best value right there. Golden and null, I have no idea. I mean, the hit rate on wide receivers that are taken in the second, third round can just be whatever. So, but regardless of that, they are going to offensive teams that have great QBs. So there's a little bit of upside with that. Josh Allen, I've never taken in a real draft. I've always gone Lamar or Daniels, but he is locked in as a number 1 or number 2 or at least number 3 QB. I think he's never finished outside the number 2. I'm pretty happy with that. Bo Nix, I mean, I have him as a top 10 QB. I think he's closer to maybe number 9 or number 8 for me. So love that QB duo right there. Vlad McConkey, he's just someone that if you would have watched me, Pat, at the beginning a couple months ago to see how high he was going, it took me a couple months just to really get on the train. But I think I'm fully on board with Vlad McConkey being a solidified wide receiver 1 in Dynasty, just a top 12 guy. So Jared Goff, I think, it's not only important to have a great QB3, but it also puts your other people that are drafting around you that are fading the position at a huge disadvantage. So I'm just going with that just for pure strategy reasons. Derrick Henry, it was between him and Josh Jacobs. I just flipped the coin and went with King Henry for my Baltimore Ravens. Terry McLaurin, I think, was a huge value falling all the way there. I mean, he was like a top 7 or 8 wide receiver in fantasy last year. Devontae Adams, I just went off pure vibes.
That's your
Me and
boy.
Fizz are super on the McVay train and the Rams, so we just love what they're doing out in Los Angeles. Devontae Adams has always been one of the best wide receivers in the league. I don't think he's slowing down yet. And then Cortland Sutton, pairing him up with Bo Nix, so that stack outside of Evan Ingram, they didn't really add any other pass catchers. So we're pretty excited about that. Jake Ferguson is the biggest mistake that I made. That's the one thing. If I could go back in time, I would rather have gotten James Conner or Aaron Jones to pair with Derrick Henry. Now, I just have to hope that, Jordan Mason makes it back to me or some other backup RB that is now I have to wait for an injury in order for me to have a starter. So then, I would have probably flipped one of those RBs out and then just gotten Hunter Henry instead of Deebo Samuel to shore up my tight end room. So that's what I went with. I feel pretty decently about my team, though.
Well, no ifs, ands, or buts, brother. All right, Pat, we'll let you let Rock know his mistakes, man, and then we'd go ahead and keep it going.
No, I think Rock has one of the strongest contenders for 2025. He spent maybe less once we got to the veteran portion of the draft. Didn't spend as much draft capital on wide receivers as some of the other teams, but look at who his wide receivers are, Ladd, McLaurin, Adams. Yeah, by going with those veteran guys plus King Henry as his core running back. And I, assume if this draft had gone a few more rounds, Rock was just going to start firing darts at the running back position. So obviously he's great at quarterback. And, Ferguson has a chance to finish in tight end 1 range. But yeah, maybe would have been better to wait for someone like Ingram in the next round or something like that or whatever. Nitpicking. But this team looks pretty loaded for 2025.
Thank you, Pat.
Well, I say it's kind of hard for me to go over T-Rock team because I know what it's going to look like. I'll just say the only thing if I had to change anything, right? Same way how, he said about Bro Brian's team, I think instead of taking Adams, I maybe would have took a Kamara, but I know Adams is your guy, so roll with him. But I'm just saying for the running back room and looking at you got Golden, Ladd, Terry, and still got Sutton, I wish maybe you could have got a Kamara instead of Adams.
He could have very well fell to me, couldn't he have?
Yeah. No. So regardless, though, I like the build. I know how you build, and this is your build. So I think getting Goff kind of changed your build too because you already had 3 quarterbacks in a sense. But the value of Goff over the other guys, I don't knock that either. Maybe if you took Kyron instead of Goff, things could have turned out different too. So a lot of different scenarios. But regardless, I know how you build. This is a solid build, and you ready to try to win this year, brother. Too bad you won't win. Pat, let us know, man, how you feel about the team. How you feel about the team, Pat?
Yeah, so when I was picking my draft spot at the beginning, Fizzle, part of it was like I kind of figured it was going to be like either RJ Harvey or Caleb Johnson there.
Mm-hmm.
And since the way I always go about startups, sort of kicking running back, kicking that can down the road, I think that would be a good thing for me to like get a foothold at running back, knowing that I was going to be like not drafting running backs in the early rounds of the veteran part of the draft. So that kind of factored into it. Was real happy to get Igbuka at the top of the second. And then Jordan James, things just kind of ran out on me. It was kind of between James, Neal, Jarquez Hunter. So I just fired a shot at James. And then Jaden Daniels, he's my 101 in startups now, man. He is the truth. And then I just want to fire at those pass catchers early on. You know, I don't know if I did it quite as well as Patty Mills. We were sort
you
of
and Patty had the same. Same.
Yeah, and I kind of like his haul a little bit more than mine. But like Laporta was the last of the really good young tight ends there, so I kind of felt like I had to take him. You know, and then Smith, Worthy, Waddle, like different people might feel different ways about those guys, but I think all of them are pretty good young receivers. Stafford just filling in, but he does look pretty good for this year, man.
I'm about to say you lucked up. You lucked up with Stafford, Pat. He could have gone before you, and then you would have been like, "Oh, you know what the hell?"
And it would have been Sam Darnold time, but
for sure.
You might only have a year or two left, but like I think it's going to be a pretty big year if Puka and Devontae stay healthy this year. And then I just started hitting those running backs. Pacheco, hopefully he's different. I mean, dude was trying to play on a broken leg last year, so I'm giving him a pass. You know, Tracy, who's still that freak athlete. I know Scatterbo kind of like diminishes the outlook a little. And then Charbonnet, really talented. I know Walker is too, but like Sharps is going to get his shot eventually, whether it's Seattle or somewhere else.
Yeah.
Well, Kenneth Walker. Go ahead, Fizz.
No, go ahead. You already started. Go ahead, bro. I close it out.
I was just going to say, and Kenneth Walker, he's not always the bill of health, unfortunately. I do have to acknowledge the 2 times that Charbonnet did get, you know, where he was the clear starter, he was like the RB1, like overall, both of those weeks. So he definitely has a lot of talent. I think they want to be able to run the ball more. I like Jordan James. What do you think of Woody Marks, Pat? Because I feel like, you know, if Mixon gets hurt, I mean, I think he should be going higher in rookie drafts. I've done 4. I think I've 4 down, 3 to go of my rookie draft so far. I've got Marks in 2 of them, and because Marks keeps falling into the 4th round for some reason, and like he is one of those guys where it's just, you know, I like all of Devin Neal, James, Marks. Like I kind of want to be represented. Like I want one of all those guys at least. You know what I mean? I'm not like wedded to any one guy from that group. I just want to like kind of sprinkle the infield around with my bets, you know? Yeah.
But yeah, I do like Marks.
Yeah, I mean, outside of that consideration there, I mean, I also like Jordan James, and if CMC, he's definitely like, I know he's not going to be on the cover of Madden this year, but outside of that, Jordan James could get some playing time with the health staff out in San Francisco. Me and Fizz, hey, they just between CMC, Ayuk, and all the crazy shit that happens to their players, we just do not trust what they're doing out in San Francisco.
What running back were they on at last when it was Patrick? What's his name? Like he was their
Patrick Taylor.
Taylor, man.
Yeah, that's wild. Wild. Elijah Mitchell didn't even play. They want their like that. You could count him as like a 6 RB. But no, I really like the BTJ. Man, he's just one of my favorite wide receivers. For you to get him where you got him, I think him and Trevor Lawrence, who's one of the best deep passers in the NFL, I think they can make some really awesome things happen. And at BestBall, I mean, you have the ultimate BestBall team with Smith, Worthy, and Waddle, because each of those guys can have a top, 5 week, and they do that 2 or 3 times a year. So I think the way that you built this team, Sam Laporta, I have to believe that maybe he's closer to where he was his rookie season, where he's not winning on just only trick plays, touchdowns. But you got really lucky getting Stafford. I mean, at the pick that you did, while you're also getting all the other players you did. But it worked out. Sometimes you just need to be lucky and not good. So
some pretty weak running backs, though. One of the weakest running back groups, if not the weakest in the draft.
Yeah, I mean, RJ Harvey, I think he's going to be a top. I mean, would you be surprised if he's an RB1? If he's like the top 12 RB, maybe closer. Yeah, and then if Pacheco gets back to where he was pre-injury, you could have just enough with them what you need.
Well, I close out on Pat's team and just say this. Pat made me realize that it is kind of possible not taking a lot of QBs here. Because like I say, Pat, I always love drafting at the end because I'm just the guy. If I ever get the one-on-one in the draft, I don't want it. I like picking at the 111, 110, 112 because I'm a Puka, CD, Navy, like that little back-to-back stack. I love building and figuring out what to do from there. But looking at your team kind of lets me know that it's okay to not go as many quarterbacks on this side. But I just feel like the value all the time on this side is the QBs. It's just how it falls to me when I look at my teams and I look at the drafts that we see normally. So I look at your team. The only change I would make, I maybe would have took Ladd over Laporta and just risked it at tight end later on at some point. I think if you had Ladd right here with these receivers and you take a Charbonnet out and have a Tucker Craft or something, man, that would have been crazy. You know what I'm saying?
No,
so,
he made the best pick by not going with Ladd. I appreciate that.
But outside of that, though, I mean, that's nitpicking. But outside of that, like I said, I like the build. And again, you made me realize that it is possible to not do what I did ultimately in my spot. And usually, Pat, like I said, this team, the way you have it, and the way that Patty does, that's my type of draft. I'm not really centric on drafting a bunch of quarterbacks. And I saw Dr. B earlier say Fizz has now become a QB holder. And it's funny because that was never, I preached this to never do this and all this and that. But it's like doing this style of drafting, I always do it on this end. And I don't know why, but you made it kind of reminded me that I don't have to do it in a sense. So I'm not knocking my team, which I know we're going to get to next, but I will say, like I said, looking at yours kind of reminded me that I don't have to necessarily feel that way. So.
All right, Fish, talk about your damn team, JJ McCarthy.
Well, I'm going to just be honest. I don't got to talk about my team because everybody know this is my team. Other than like Nico, I never had Nico because I usually have other guys there. Drake London usually falls, and I'm always taking Drake London over most of these guys there. That's just my guy. JJ, I super reached on, but I got my guy. I can live with it. I can breathe with it. My lungs will fill with air no matter what because I got my guy. Kyron, I never drafted. So, like I said, I kind of switched it up a little bit. But I will say to close out what I'm going to say about my team, having Milroe, LJ8, JJ, and Fields, I know for sure that I'm going to average probably 700 to 1,000 yards rushing every year from my quarterback, and I'm happy to have that situation. So I'll let y'all go ahead and slay me. Let me know what I did wrong, what I did right. But knowing I got my running backs at my quarterback position, I can live with that. So
that is a good core at running back. And think of in best ball some of the weeks you're going to get out of your two quarterbacks with their run, the way these dudes run. Especially if Milroe gets a shot at playing time in year one. And man. And like Caleb, Hubbard, Kyron, really solid trio at running back. It's just, do you have enough with Nico, obviously, is the anchor at wide receiver. Do you have enough with the other pass catchers? But like some veteran guys with Ridley's going to produce this year. Like I like him with Ward a lot. And Jacoby always, just a real solid.
Most slept on, Pat. Slept on. Cortland Sutton would have been my pick, but Rock took it. But like I said, this isn't usually my receiver room. I usually draft mine way higher, but I just try to switch it up a little bit. And I ain't on over talk what y'all about to say, but like I said, I like my quarterback room so much that I was a cool on the receiver. So,
and I like Keon Coleman, man. Those ball skills. He's George Pickens in training.
He's 100%, Pat. There we go, my man.
I don't know about that. Jeez.
Come on, Rock. Come on, Rock, man. I think me and Pat need a show, man. Rock, man, you gotta get out of here, man. All right.
I just say how it is. I still love Pat. It's okay.
Go ahead, bro.
With your team, yeah, I mean, you have probably the best QB room outside of mine. So I absolutely love that. And you want to have in a super flex league, you just have so much more leverage when you have strong QBs. So I think that's always going to be the thing that people should just never forget. That should be rule 101. Try to build the strongest QB room. And outside of that, like I like all the other players that you got. We've talked a lot about Calvin Ridley having a better, and also too Jacoby Myers. Both of them have upgraded QB situations, so they're going to be values, and they played really well last year. So to think that they're going to play just as good, if not better than last year, is not far fetched. So yeah, build it with this team.
I feel like you trade light on me, Rock, but it's all good, brother.
Nah.
But for those that's watching at home, we appreciate y'all. Get your screenshot, man, in case you got to zoom in and figure out what the world we just put together. But Pat, man, looks like we almost 2 hours in. I ain't gonna lie, I didn't expect to go this long, but I'm glad you're still here. You're still strong with us, and we appreciate your time, man. So far though, looking at the end of that mock, the end of that draft, what's your thoughts now after completing the draft about the process, how it looked? And I mean, you talked about your team, but if you had to start one tomorrow, like, you know what I'm saying? What's your thoughts on it?
I love this format. And, like I would still, man, if I was starting a draft like this tomorrow, I would be scanning that board for so long and trying to like figure out where I wanted to be in that draft.
Yeah.
I mean, I liked a lot of those teams in like, between, I don't know, sort of the early to middle part. I liked a lot of those teams and how things sort of fell for them. So, but I also think had I played things a little differently from the back end, I could have come away with like an ideal build, just maybe a few missteps along the way for me.
Well, that's where practice counts.
But I do love the format.
Yeah.
Doing the rookie draft first, like really unique. I'm glad I got a chance to take a crack at this.
Yeah, well, that's my goal, man. My goal is to, like I said, implement my footprint on the game, and I feel like I'm doing my thing. But
you're doing your Scott Fish, getting your Scott Fish on.
There we go, man. The marathon startup, man. I think honestly, I like it because it forces you to respect the Devin Neals and the Harold Fannings and guys that people don't want to draft, but now you have to in your third round. So I think every year the classes get better. Because Pat, imagine if we had this last year with that class. I'm just saying, like, man,
I know
no pick would have been wrong. Any value, Lad McConkey was going in the second round. Bo Nix was going in the second in some leagues because people didn't want him. So just imagine you having that. Maybe that's what Jalen Milroe could be at some point, right? So I just think it's a solid way to kind of change it up and introduce making people force rookies and looking at them and respecting them a lot more than just saying, I get those young guys later. So
yes, sir.
Yeah, and I just absolutely love this format too, just because it takes the love that we have for startups and also the love that we have for rookie drafts subsequently after, and we just put them together, but we also give them their due. So I absolutely love that we get to share the wealth with all these all these great rookies that have been coming out over the last few years. Everyone is able to get a share of them, and then you get to attack the draft how you want to. So
I will just say this for those that screenshot, those that watch in the middle of the draft, you just got to remember that the rookies go for first 3 rounds. I get people questions all the time. Man, why the hell is so-and-so going in round 7? Like, you just got to remember the format of how it looks.
Who's taking Devin Neal before Jaden Daniels?
Exactly. So, when you catch the show in the middle, you like, who is this character? That's usually how people treat it. So, but I'm glad, again, Pat, you got the experience, man. Hopefully, I don't know what your body count look like for these drafts, man, but we trying to, I want to start something, Pat, with this marathon. I want to get some other content creators in the league, man. I ain't putting the pressure on you to give me the yes, no today, but we would love to have you in a startup, man, to get some other content creators. If you got a guy that you want to throw in with you, me and Rock we gonna team up. And everybody talk about all these tools that they got, man. Let's see which one works on the marathon, So that's my goal, is trying to bring the whole community together and run this marathon, man. So
shoot me a DM when you're going to do it.
There we go, baby. I already got to create it. I just don't have a feel yet. So I said with my process, I'm not going to rush it. I want to have guests on to kind of run through the format with them and then see if they like it. Because you might say, look, man, this is I'm all right on this one. You know what I'm saying? So I'm glad that you like it. You want to be involved. So I got the check from you. Once I throw some other guests on, hopefully we get this thing filled, and let's just do it for the culture. You know what I'm saying, Pat? So
right on.
That's my goal. That's my goal, man. Hopefully, I'm gonna tap in the next time you go live, man. I ain't gonna say nothing. I'm just lay low, but my goal is to spread the word that the marathon is next, baby. That's the new way, the only way. Don't invite me to no more leagues if it ain't the marathon startup, because I love it too much, man. So, but before we close out here, Pat, man, anything you got to say before we get out of here, man? We appreciate you again, of course. Anytime I call, I DM Pat, I message him. Look, Pat 20 minutes late on the reply. He like, oh, I'm sorry for a late reply. I'm like, Pat, people leave me on red for 2 days. You know what I'm saying? Pat leave me on red for 20 minutes. He think he late. Trust me, it's all love. So we appreciate you. I appreciate you. But anything before we get out of here, Pat?
Yeah, Fizzle, T-Rock, thank you so much for having me. Always love coming on the Cook Up. And this was a blast. Love the format. Thank you so much for having me, guys.
That's it. That's it. Rock, man. What you got to say, brother?
I just want to thank Pat and the people for one of the best mock-ups that we have had here tonight. Shout out to his wife for, we took away your TV time to watch Survivor. It was Survivor in this draft, so we appreciate having you here. Looking forward to being able to have you in that league, hopefully. And we're going to see all the players, whether it's rookies, whether it's veterans. Take your poison. We'll see how it plays out.
All right, well, we're going to leave it like that, man. Pat, before we get out of here, I got to get one of them hands, and then we're going to close out the show. There we go. That's how we do it. Rock, what we got? We appreciate y'all. Next Tuesday, 7:25, we will be back for another marathon. Love you. See you next week, baby.